Ooh.
Woo.
Woo.
Ooh.
Woo. I did it again. Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, girl.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, grrr. Hello, and thanks for coming, America. My name is Seth. What's yours?
Hey, Jamal's here.
Hi, it's Stony.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another fun week at Thanks for Coming, the most magically gay podcast that there ever was and ever will be. And we are back again to bring you some All-Stars coverage, girl. It's a new season.
It's a new season. Just call us the calendar queens.
Yes. I measure my life not in minutes or cups of coffee, but but by seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, basically. That's what it is at this point.
Yes, girl. Yeah, it was got another fun week. Is everyone still healthy and doing well this week?
Yep, still hanging in there. All is well over here in the Miller Robinson household.
In TFC East.
Yes, TFC East.
Yes, same over here. Everything's good. Not much to update you guys on. So I think we'll just go ahead and get into our honesty spill of the week, girl. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Honesty.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our Honest Tea Spill of the Week. We are back again to bring you full coverage of episode 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars.
We are here. I'm so excited. Like, I know we talked about it on the live and on the last episode probably, but it's like, oh my gosh, more Drag Race. But I'm excited for All-Stars 5.
Yeah, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday before All Stars 5 aired. I was like, oh, already? Like, we have another season? And then Friday rolled around and I was like, okay, I'm ready for like All Stars 5.
Yeah, like the whole day we're like, it's coming on tonight. It's time.
I'm ready, girl. I'm ready. Yeah, so to start off the show, this is something that we mentioned in our Insta Live, which you can now find on our IGTV on Instagram. But we talked about whether or not we thought RuPaul would ever say anything about Black Lives Matter and make a statement. I don't know if this counts as RuPaul doing that. What do you think? It showed a montage of people that we have lost due to racism in the police force.
I mean, it's something, but you have to think as the host and the creator of the show, it's nice to hear from the show and see the acknowledgement from the show, but that's still just from the show. Like, I think the people still want to hear from RuPaul as a voice of somebody who's had to fight their fair share of adversity to get ahead in the industry and to get where they are today. It would be nice to hear from somebody like that on everything that's going on, and we just continue to not get it. So I think I finally reached that point where it's like, okay, she's never going to say anything. So
It's just weird because honestly, like, as much money that RuPaul has, and like, I'm sure RuPaul has like publicists and plenty of like people that like, it would basically be no like extra effort on her part to tell like a publicist to be like, here, just issue this blank ass statement. Like all the other, like,
this is how I feel, put it out.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just weird to me that she can't even do that. Like, when all of these companies like issue like all these statements that are just bullshit anyway, like, just do that at least. But like, she can't even like muster 5 minutes of her time to even just do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I guess at this point, I don't know, does that affect your view on the show at all? Or what do you think, like, going forward?
I know that we've talked about this before, like in our group text, the three of us, and we've said it on the show plenty times. We don't necessarily watch the show for RuPaul anymore. In the beginning, that was a big part of the show. Like, you're excited to see what Mama Ru's going to be wearing, or, you know, what kookiness she's going to bring this episode. But as the years and as the seasons have passed, all the talent that comes on the show, like, you're more excited for the cast. Just like we can get excited for Drag Race Canada, where RuPaul is not going to be present as a host or a judge. I think that we can continue to watch Drag Race in America in the future without RuPaul as the face anymore. You know, we could always acknowledge that Ru is the creator, but Ru is not drag. Drag is bigger than Ru. She's had a huge part in drag, don't get me wrong, but, you know, we're looking at our future on the show, and I think it would need to continue whether Ru is, you know, part of that or not.
Yeah, I think it could. It would have to be a big change because obviously the title of the show is RuPaul's Drag Race. So even if she's not on it, they would probably have to keep her on as a producer, in which she would still get paid.
Right.
So it's like, you know, I guess
it can
it's
still
not really
be
a
RuPaul's
win.
Drag Race with a different host. Like, that's perfectly fine. It's like if Tyra Banks wanted to keep Top Model running and it doesn't have Tyra's name in it, but it's like, you know, Top Model as, oh, Tyra is the host, but you would get used to it. It's like Drew Carey, right? Replacing that one show, that one popular show that I can't think of right now.
Price is Right.
That one.
I mean, the thing is, we all like watch the show, and Ru is obviously the creator and makes all the money off like being the producer and all that. But honestly, like, we can still watch the show and support the drag queens that are on it and buy, you know, the merch that the drag queens sell, go to their shows, and still support them. And honestly, like, the queens that are on the show are way more outspoken about social issues because Ru's just like retired on her ranch in Wyoming.
Right.
Yeah,
So
whatever's left of it.
And we know that plenty of our faves support Ru and stand by Ru, and I don't fault them in that at all. You know, that's their view, and I respect their relationship with Ru. But, you know, as a viewer, I've kind of reached a point, and you all know, listeners, like, we haven't been Ru apologists, but we always try to give Ru like the chance. So maybe she'll say something it would be nice to hear. But, you know, at this point, we realize we're just not going to hear anything ever from her.
Yeah.
And I've come to terms with that, and I'm moving on.
I think it's kind of like, think of Ru as that stubborn relative that, you know, that means well, but they're just super stubborn and won't listen to anything you say. That's basically Ru.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody tweeted anyway, like, oh, I wish I had this tweet in front of me. It was perfect. I think I just liked it. Damn it. It said, you know, I'm not interested in Ru. Tell me how my inner saboteur is the reason for Black Lives Matter anyway.
God.
I'm paraphrasing, but that was the tone of the tweet, and I was like, ooh, T, liking it.
That is true. I feel that. I guess what I was kind of trying to say is I don't want RuPaul to be on as a producer even, because then she to get the money for doing nothing, basically.
I mean, it would be expensive, but they can buy a bitch out of her contract. It would be very expensive, but they can buy her out.
Or they could just call it like Bianca's Drag Race.
Hail Satan.
Yes, girl, not today. Satan. All right. So let's keep this show moving, you guys. So we saw all the entrances. You guys have already seen it. We don't need to introduce the girls. We did a Meet the Queens. If you don't know who's on the show at this point, girl, what are you doing here?
For real. You better check the show notes if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Check the fucking show tags, girl.
Maybe. We'll see if I'm feeling nice. But one thing that I did want to talk about is a line that I enjoyed, and that was when Alexis Mateo said, "It's Alexis's world and the rest is parking." I love that.
That was cute. I like that. That stood out for sure.
Yes, and then the other standout moment was when Farrah came in. It was kind of funny when her and Cracker like had the same color on, and they were like, "We're gonna switch outfits." And I really enjoyed Miss Cracker's "Devil Wears Prada" line.
I love that moment. And what did she say? She's like, "Oh, we're set."
She's like, "Oh, we're set." Yeah. And then she's like, "I guess I could take yours, but I would be swimming in it. Of course, I'd have to take it in."
Yeah. Shout out to Emily.
Yes. So I think to start the show, we will just kind of break down the new rules, because as you know, All Stars rules have been suspended.
In quotes, forever, but just this season.
Forever or until I feel like it.
And yeah, I mean, All Stars rules, no one knows what they ever are. So how can you suspend something that doesn't exist?
It's like
Right.
you're just reaching into like a draggy ass potato sack and hoping for the best.
Right. So here's the rules. Buckle up. Every week, RuPaul will pick a top queen. She will also pick a bottom 2. At the same time, all the girls will vote on which bottom queen should go home, and the top queen will pick who they think will go home. So then the top queen lip syncs against a lip sync assassin from a previous season. If the top queen wins, the queen she picked is eliminated. If the lip sync assassin wins, the voted on queen goes home. And if RuPaul sneezes, you better buckle the fuck up because shit is about to hit the fan.
I know, if that wig shakes loose, who knows what the fuck's gonna happen.
All hell breaks loose. Everyone's eliminated.
I'm actually okay with the way these rules work. I like the idea of your peers kind of voting on your performance. I like the fact that the winner still reserves the right to pick who they think should go. And there's still that chance that the winner and the group could choose the same person. So, there's that possibility. And I feel like it's more honest than some fucked up twist,
Yeah, I actually don't hate it either. I think it's a good way to like kind of switch it up a little bit and give, I guess, the other queens a voice that aren't in the bottom. Also, too, I also think it's interesting that bringing in a lip sync assassin, because it kind of makes it like a celebration of drag, right? So like it's an all-star season, so we're going to get to see other all-stars that aren't competing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good point.
That is very true. We have lots of new rules, and I've got new rules. I'll count on one. I'm Gothy Kendall dancing right now. You can't see because it's a podcast. But it's a lot of rules, but I think I have the grasp of what's going on here. So if you can get past that, this is going to be a really fun season and a fun celebration of drag.
Yeah, I can feel it.
All right, you guys, time for the mini challenge. And la biblioteca está abierta. I said the library is open.
Languages.
Well, I have to honor our guest because the guest here to help Rue decide who wins is none other than Ricky Martin.
Ooh, I'm not mad. Hi, Ricky.
How does Ricky Martin get like more attractive like every day?
He's so adorable. I want one.
I don't know. It's very odd. He just seems to like get more attractive the older he gets. I don't even know. I wasn't even really into him when I was younger, but now I'm like, damn.
I agree. But also, what the fuck was he wearing?
You didn't like his suit, girl?
No.
Well, no.
The workroom.
The
workroom
workroom scene. It was like sweatpants and like a shirt,
a
or
shady
something.
polo and shiny shoes.
I mean, work.
I'm not gonna hate on sweatpants, and y'all know why.
Menudo, she better don't. So what did you think, or who do you think did well in the challenge? Actually, I'm just going to say that Derrick Barry won, and you guys can convince me otherwise.
Oh my gosh. In the reading challenge?
Derrick won at being like a total bitch and taking it too far.
Listen, yeah, that was beyond a read. She was like, look, I'm just going to go for the jugular. That aorta of yours tastes delightful.
Yeah. Normally, when they're like super mean, I'm like, wow, girl. But with this situation, I was 100% here for all the shade.
Listen, the petty is fun to watch, but I just felt like this was not good for Derrick. I was like, I don't know, like this can be really good for you or really bad. So if you're going to shade to this level, you better be bringing some heat in the challenge and the final performance. And, well, we'll get there.
If you wanted to see more shade, though, you need to watch the What You Packin' with Derrick and Michelle, because Derrick goes in on India some more.
Again.
And even, like, Michelle's like, damn, like, calm down, girl.
Well, and if you watched the Build series, Monet Exchange, that she talked with all the All-Stars, and in there also Derrick really goes ham on India.
My God, it's just like
I'm here for it though. I love it. This is like this season's Gia Gunn. Like I would love this.
I guess. I'm
Maybe.
just like, for me, it's just like, I get the like hype around it. Like it's fun energy and drama to be like watching, but I'm very much like India where it's like, I don't have to say much to get my point across. I'm just going to slay you on this runway and send your ass home.
Well, girl, we'll get there. I just have to say that between Team India and Team Derrick, I'm on Team Derrick. So I'm here for it and I'm living for all the drama.
God.
And you know it's not over yet because I cannot wait till the reunion, girl.
No.
Maybe.
Or when Derrick comes back.
Derrick is not coming back.
She's coming back.
They always bring these bitches back, so we'll see.
No.
Yes. But yeah, I think that Jujubee withheld her title of being the reading aficionado.
Yeah, like Jujubee is always like so hilarious and she just reads flawlessly and just the character she puts behind the reads. Like even I love the flashback moment where it was Jujubee reading James, formerly known as Tyra Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ooh, that was shade. They snuck that clip in there on
that was
purpose.
The best.
I loved it.
I kind of wish someone would have repeated that for India.
Oh, no.
I also thought Blair St. Clair was really strong reading.
Yeah, Blair was pretty enjoyable. She had her bitchy white woman out. It was fun.
Yeah, the Google thing was really funny.
Yeah.
I like that one.
And Angina was there.
Poor Angina. Is she just too nice to read, or does she not understand what a read is?
I don't know.
I don't think they had the reading challenge on the first season, did they?
But she's had like 11 plus other seasons to figure out this game.
I don't know.
To quote Jackie Cox and Sherry Pie.
Oh, fuck you. Sorry, y'all.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
y'all.
I'm scared for Angina because it doesn't. So far, it seems like she's kind of a fish out of water right now.
In a way, I mean, she showed up, sort of. I don't know.
I mean, she did better than Derrick, I guess, right?
She needs to
Not
channel.
really.
She needs to channel her inner Bibi Zahara Benet.
I saw a lot of the queens saying that Angina should have been in the bottom. So, yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah, that was a struggle for sure. I don't know. Yeah, I guess those were kind of the standout moments for me.
Yeah, as far as the reading challenge goes, that was really it. The queens always have fun with this one, but of course we have our standouts, and those were it for me.
It was definitely not a season 2 reading challenge, All-Star season 2.
No, definitely not. So then we're back in the workroom. I like the part where Mariah is taking her and Cracker's stuff to the workstation. And then Cracker just says, "Oh, I will surely save you if you're in the bottom," looking right at the camera. She's so good at that.
Yeah, she's so shady. I love it.
Yes, and she's like the queen of breaking the fourth wall, so... So then the first moment she has, India throws Derrick Barry under the bus saying she doesn't like fake people about Derrick.
Listen, is she just calling a spade a spade? I mean, she didn't have to say anything, but
Exactly.
I get the feeling though that Derrick had said something if given the opportunity.
Well, that is what happened, because you could tell Derrick wasn't even going to say anything, but then of course some little producer troll and it was like, "Angina, go ask Derrick."
Yeah, you're so right. You're probably right about that.
So that's why Derrick was, and I feel like Derrick didn't even really go that into it. He didn't like go on his like rant until then they bring it up again at the mirrors, and then that's when they go into it for real.
I mean, though, didn't Derrick kind of start it in the reading challenge, going as ham as she did? Like, was that even necessary?
I mean, was it necessary? For me, it was vital, but I guess for other people, it's something that I needed in my life. I don't know. I feel like the heat was turned up. So if you can't take the heat in the kitchen, then I don't know. India served it back.
Yeah, she did.
I think it's fine. I mean, look, I'm not a fan of Derrick. I'm never going to be a fan of Derrick. So, like, yes, she, like, went in on India. Great. Like, I don't really care, though, because I'm never going to, like, pay attention to what Derrick does, really.
I mean, in the past, like, I haven't been like a big Derrick Barry fan, but Derrick kind of won me over, or like just in the one episode, because I just was here for like how she just calls everyone's shit out. Like I don't know, like she just calls people out on their shit the entire episode.
Yeah, I guess I'm like, I get it on that front, but I guess I'm more like, if you're gonna do this on the show, you better like not get your ass eliminated the first episode.
I mean, someone's got to get eliminated. We have a group of all-stars here.
Right. So I hope she doesn't I hope she doesn't feel that her spot was a waste of space.
I don't think she does. I think that India feels very validated by being on the show, and I think that's what she needed.
That was pretty good.
I'm just saying, I'm not, and I tweeted this, and I think everyone probably thought it was about Derrick Barry. I tweeted that even the edit couldn't save her, and they were trying so hard to give India Farah like a good edit, and I don't buy it. I don't think that she's as innocent as she tries to play the victim of in this episode, and I'm not here for it.
I mean, I agree with you. India, I don't know, season 3 India, I always hated. I never liked her. Like when we did the Meet the Queens,
She was always
like
bitchy.
I was just like, ugh, India, really? But I mean, her edit was pretty good this week. I just don't really buy into like her being innocent in any of this. It's just,
that's not what I read at all.
I think I'm more just like, I don't really care because I'm not like I'm just, Derrick just bores me to death, so I'm just like, I don't really care. Although she did have some good reads, I will say that.
She had dragging. Yeah. She was dragging.
She full on dragged and scalped a bitch in that reading challenge. I don't know. I guess we have differing views on this situation, but I'm sure it'll also come up again as we go through the podcast.
I mean, if Derrick read India as her talent show, she might have actually won.
Oh my gosh, she posted the funniest tweet.
Oh my gosh, that was perfect, Stoney.
Did you see her tweet last night? It was like, is trending a talent?
Oh my gosh.
So she definitely like could poke fun at herself. So that was hilarious.
That is funny.
But yeah, I also wish Derrick would have stayed longer because I loved how her and Jujubee were being like the shady girls in the corner. Like I wanted to see more of that.
Listen, they were about to start a revolution over there. The Regina drag Regina Georges.
Yeah, it would have been hilarious, like just those two more in the competition. So, I'm sure, Jujubee's fun on her own, but just her and Derrick were great together.
Yeah, I'd be terrified of that duo.
Same. So then we get into the actual story of what happened. India Farah was either fired or quit, depending on who you ask, from a club in Vegas. And then Nebraska Thunderfuck took over. And that is one of Derrick's partners. And I guess I want to know what the performance is. I don't know what it is to see if it's like worth getting as upset as like India is about it. But apparently it had something to do with probably India and her fucking shitty rants on Twitter, being like a horrible person. So that upset India. And so then ever since then, it's been fucking war.
Yeah, they've never got along. It's just, some people just aren't going to see it for each other. And I think that's what we've got here. It sounds like it could be a potential case of miscommunication too, because it sounded like Derrick said, well, we did the number naming you and saying what we said about you after you called, Nebraska a pig in a wig. And India's position was, oh, I didn't say that. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just like, okay, well, what was it? Because both of you know exactly what you did and said. So why can't you just squash it? Like they both seem like they just want to be mad at each other. And I get that. Like when you don't see it for somebody, you're not trying, you don't need to find a solution, right? Because they don't matter. And I respect that energy from both of them because that's just the way it is sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like when I don't like someone, I just don't like them. Like it's over. We're not going to rekindle. We're not going to kiki. It's done.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not going to be rude to you, but I'm not going to try to like speak to you or have a relationship with you. Hell no.
Right. I was just proud of Derrick for even hugging India, so whatever.
I love that slow-mo, though, of that face. She's like, oh, girl.
She like vomits a little bit down India's back. So let's go ahead and let's take a break here, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the Werq the World talent show.
Yes.
Be back soon. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to our podcast so far. Thanks for coming. Right now, we're probably refilling our drinks, or maybe even gluing down our lashes again. While you wait, here's some things that you should check out.
Yeah, remember everyone, you can email us, tfcpod@gmail.com, and tfcpod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, and one more thing. You're not my real dad, and you never will be. Anyways, back to the show. Hey everyone, welcome back to our Honesty Spill of the Week. We are going to continue with this recap by talking about the Werq the World talent show. I guess we'll just talk about who we thought was the highlights, and then maybe we'll talk about who didn't do so good.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. For starters, way to open a show, Alexis Mateo. Like, I know I was kind of lukewarm on Alexis before, but I think that she's bringing the heat. Like, she's here to play, and I love to see it. Like, the energy was high. It was just a perfect show opener. Like, lip syncing in Spanish, first of all, and she's got choreo happening. And that bright ass orange on stage, it was just so like vibrant and fun to look at. Great job, Alexis. And then Jujubee with the vocals. Ooh.
Yeah, I thought Alexis did a good job of just like coming out with high energy and giving us some like nice Puerto Rican drag and all of that.
Cha-cha diva realness.
Yes. I thought that you were talking about Jujubee. I thought she actually did better than like Blair on her like performance.
I was gonna say like I was
like
not,
the vocals were so much better.
I was not feeling Blair. Like Blair is one of those queens. Shade. She might just be like a studio queen. Like I don't know about singing live, girl.
I don't know if Juju.
Well, you could tell she was nervous though. Like you could tell because you could hear her voice trembling, and then when you're nervous, you tend to go a little bit sharp, and you could hear at points in her song she was going a little bit sharp.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying that's like makes up for the fact that she wasn't as good as Juju. I'm just saying that is the reason why she was not as successful as Jujubee.
And I didn't think she was like bad, but I don't know. I just
wasn't
thought that
feeling
was
it.
interesting to me. And I know that she has like a somewhat successful like post Drag Race career, like with music, or at least some of her songs like sold well on iTunes or something.
Right,
but
on iTunes.
But yeah, it's totally different, obviously, singing live than having like a pre-recorded like studio
and
song.
she could totally be nervous, right? But I mean, trained performers, like you train to get over that shit. So bring the heat, Miss Blair.
I was like really shocked by India. I was not expecting that from her.
Yeah, she served.
And the song was really fun, and the performance part of it where she was like pushing, the backup dancers away. I just thought hers was really good.
Yeah, it was a cute way to like remind people of like her like little past stint on Drag Race, making fun of it, making fun of herself. And then it was just also entertaining. She had the choreography down. It was well organized and high energy. The bitch is good at a front roll. Like
that's like her trademark.
We're going to war. Like India's there. Like
Yeah, I think like the best way to get over like your traumatized past about only being known for being picked up by Mimi I'm First is probably just to do a whole performance about it, just to, clearly like it was so traumatizing, right? So you just made a whole song about it.
Well, she's had a lot of time to prepare. Let's just say that.
Like I said, making fun of herself.
Someone check her outfit for Knives Girl. But no, I agree about Alexis. I thought that she was really good. I know one person that hasn't been named yet that I think was also really good was Ms. Cracker.
Yes.
I thought her performance was very, very good.
Yeah, some of the queens in between for me, like Miss Cracker is really fun. Like this is very much what we saw when we saw her live in Indy. Very like high energy, cutesy, like you don't know what you're gonna get. It's funny, it's comedic, but it's still very put together and polished. Also Shea Coulee, like, of course I love a good lap dance moment, but that was kind of like a safe performance for me.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed with Shay's. I didn't think it was terrible, but I was expecting more out of it, and I don't know, I was a little disappointed with hers.
I don't want to say disappointed necessarily, but I was expecting a little bit more from Shay. But I mean, also at the same time, like in a different setting, that performance is really great. Like it just reminds me of like some like sensual like R&B music video from like the 90s or something like that, you know?
Red Light Special.
Yeah, I don't know. So I just think it was maybe like the wrong setting for that performance, but I don't know.
And maybe disappointing is a strong word, because if I had to label anyone as probably the most disappointing, I would probably say Mayhem.
Don't say it. Okay,
because,
we're good.
because like
That didn't go anywhere.
I thought hers was going to be really funny, because she was like basing it off that meme that everyone like was posting for the longest time, and she just didn't do it right, like, or it didn't come off, at least on the camera. Like
She didn't play it up enough. Like some of these queens get too caught up in trying to be like, oh, I'm this gorgeous diva. Like, okay, you're on the main stage of All Stars 5. Like you need to drag it up and like exaggerate. Like you need to perform.
I will say this is the one time that I did enjoy Alexis's input when she was doing the blinking and the talking heads.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. She was just like, she's not playing with y'all. Alexis is reminding us like, Miss Vanjie who, like I birthed Miss Vanjie. Like she's had some moments this episode.
Or I think, I don't remember if I said Alexis, but if I did say Alexis, I meant India. Sorry.
Oh, hold on. Oh yeah. So India was.
I'm sorry.
India was shading, doing the blinking, right?
Mayhem. Yeah.
Alexis was doing something else. Alexis
is just generally shady.
Yeah.
Like, she's like under the radar shady.
She had a lot of moments. Like I enjoyed the hell out of Alexis talking heads this episode.
Same. Yeah, and then Angina definitely towards the bottom, just kind of flopping. I mean, with Mayhem, like you couldn't even hear what she was saying. So to me, at least, Derrick Barry came with a prepared idea that was understandable.
Yeah, Mayhem kind of just lost that. Like, if we can't understand what you're saying, like, you're going to lose the connection with the crowd and you're going to bomb. So that was just kind of like, woo, ouch. Yeah. I felt that one for you, Queen.
I don't know. Derrick's it was fine. I don't know. It was like, here, I'm doing impressions, but I'm not really very good at them. But here they are.
Yeah. They were okay. The Miley Cyrus one was really questionable, though. I just think that it was a good idea, but not executed well.
I don't know. Like, honestly, this sounds like bad, but I almost would rather her just like come out and did like a history of Britney Spears number. I know she's like trying to stay away from Britney, but at least it would have been like
to do any more Britney.
Like, take us through like Britney's different eras, I guess. But
that's not a bad idea if it was served properly, right? Like if she executed it very well, they would accept it and praise her for it.
And I know Michelle would have been like, fuck off, Derrick, stop doing Britney. But like
yeah, you already know.
But at least it would have been like something. I don't know. This was just like, here, I'm going to show like how subpar talented I am.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I see
girl.
See your point, Stoney.
What did you think about Mariah's performance? Was she robbed?
I'm not going to say Mariah was robbed. I did appreciate her performance. You know, as much as people make fun of like spoken word performers, a lot of the times there are some like, you know, some good messaging out there. There's a lot of bullshit, yes, but there are the true artists out there that serve a true message. And I'm glad that Ricky kind of gave her some praise for that, because it's also like, you never really know how a performance like that is going to be received. So to kind of test it out on Drag Race was, I'm pretty sure that was a little nerve-wracking for her, just to kind of not necessarily be who she is, but make that statement in the way she did.
It's a pretty relevant performance to what's going on now, too. Not that she knew at the time,
right.
But that just shows that Mariah's ahead of her, you know, or ahead of the time, or however you want to think about it.
That's right. She's very with it and connected, and I feel like she's always been that kind of queen, just following her on social media.
Definitely. All right, so with that, we find out that India Farah won the main challenge, so she is the top queen, and she gets to pick who she wants to send home. And then we find out that the two people on the bottom are Mayhem Miller and Derrick Barry.
Ooh, we're getting warm, you guys. Remember, Derrick was not picked in our draft, and whoever's not picked tends to go home first.
Right. So then they all go back to Untuck, and India is feeling herself, saying that she's won and everyone else should beware. But this is what you have to remember. Usually in All-Stars, when Rue has like the earlier season queens, they usually win first and then get eliminated.
Yeah.
Like Tatiana.
I was thinking of Tatiana when this happened.
Well, I mean, that's a fair read. That is a fair observation because, I acknowledge that as well. But hopefully one of these queens, whether it's India or somebody else, can break the curse and actually carry it out, because this was a strong performance. So hopefully India can keep that up and kind of push that forward.
Mm-mm. She's done, girl.
I know.
Sack her now.
I know you're like Team Derrick over there, but see, I just
didn't like her before.
I just love that India did not have to say much at all, and she won, and Derrick went home. So I don't know.
India had a lot to say. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I mean, she had a lot to say, but I mean, she brought the performance. She didn't let the drama hinder her performance, and she sent a bitch home. So what was all that for? I just think that India's ugly side isn't gone yet. I just don't think it's gone. I think you're gonna see petty meanness from her in the future. Oh, I'm not saying that's not gonna happen, but I'm also not disregarding it from the other queen. So they, of course, at this point in time, usually they talk with the bottom queens and, let them plead their case. With Derrick and India, it was very much like a formal job interview vibe. Tell me what your strong points are. Tell me about a time where you had an angry customer and you solved the situation. Yeah, this went as well as it could have. Definitely. And then because India knows that she won't be around for too long, she immediately makes an alliance with Mayhem Miller to have Mayhem save her if she should be in the bottom. Foreshadowing to next week, where India will be in the bottom. Ooh, we'll see. I mean, this is very Survivor right here. Stoney and I see this all the time on Survivor.
Yes, come through, Survivor.
Well, that would have to mean that Mayhem wins next week. So we'll see. Hopefully she brings a better performance next week.
Maybe she'll have one of her Amazon fashion things.
She's had a bedazzle because she bedazzled the shit out of that. She's going to need to bring...
It's let me go ahead and get a outfit out of Amazon's closet.
She's I primed something over
Hold
to my
on,
work.
I need to stop by my
area.
Amazon locker.
So now it's time to find out who the lip sync assassin is. India's perched up there ready to lip sync. And the screen comes down with a lightning a la Celebrity Drag Race. This is their new contraption they got, so they want to get all the use out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Get their money's worth.
That's right. That's budgeting right there.
I hate it here so much.
Why is this happening here? So the screen lifts up, and we find out that the lip sync assassin is none other than season 11 winner Evie Oddly.
Fuck yes. I was not expecting this, and I was so excited. Evie's so fucking weird, and it's just what I needed at the end of this crazy week I've had.
I was so excited to see Evie because I figured it would be I don't know, somebody that we saw on Celebrity Drag Race, which is fine, but I was I need other queens to be on here.
Yeah.
Evie's look was fucking iconic.
I loved it.
It was perfect. Nothing was wrong with it. She looked so good, and I could not take my eyes off of her in the lip sync.
I know. It was hard not to. She was just, it was just captivating. I loved you, Queen Evie.
Yes. It really, between the season 12 finale and then this week seeing Evie twice in 2 weeks. And I just love her so much. And she's such a great queen. Like that, the tearaway pants and the wig reveal that we all come to have loved from her season.
Yes.
I mean, the eye makeup was incredible. Like her outfit, I loved her glass. Like everything was perfect. She was so good.
Yeah, and just over a year ago, we were all in Las Vegas together, where she was actually crowned winner of season 11. So appropriate on the timing. I loved it.
Definitely. So we obviously find out that Evie wins. Go sit down, India. And then because India did not win her lip sync, that means that the $10,000 that she would have won if she had won the lip sync now rolls over into next week's pot. So if the girl next week wins, then I would assume she would get $20,000.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is pretty awesome. I love that.
Yes. So from there, Evie announces that obviously the queen going home this week is the entertainment of the show, Derrick Barry.
Wah, wah.
She's gone.
Bye, Queen. Nice go.
Yeah, it was
At it.
fun. I'm glad they
Wish you were
invited
still
you.
here. I was really upset that Derrick didn't take this moment to have her outro line to be, "Oops, I did it again."
I think she learned her stop doing Britney lesson in that moment.
I was like, please say, "Oops, I did it again." Please.
And we were right. Derrick Barry was not selected in our draft pick, and she's Ghost, which means
Yes.
we remain supreme. The draggiest sixth sense you've ever heard on a podcast.
Yes.
We did it again, y'all.
I think I was just feeling my oats that day of the draft. So, I will admit when I'm wrong, and I guess I was wrong.
Hey, we've all had our moments on the show.
You were definitely just trying to argue for the sake of arguing.
I just came here to fight. I don't know.
Power to the people.
So at this point, I will go ahead and throw it to Stoney, and he can let us know how the points fell.
Yes. So the first episode of All Stars 5, we had a little bet, if you remember, going into the Meet the Queens, that if Derrick Barry stayed, then Seth would get like 20 points. Otherwise, if Derrick Barry left, Jamal and I would both get 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
So yay for us.
So both 20 points for you. You're welcome for padding your scores.
Thank you,
Yes.
Seth.
So currently, after one episode, in last place with 10 points is Seth.
Whoa.
Ouch.
And then I'm in second place with 30 points. And then Jamal is in first with 50.
Come through, current reigning season 12 draft champion.
Just to kind of remind everyone who's on the team, since this is like the first episode,
Ooh, good idea.
Seth has Alexis, Blair St. Clair, and Shea Coulee.
Oh,
Jamal has India Farah, Jujubee, and Maya Miller.
yes.
And then I have Angina, Ms. Cracker, and Mariah Valenciaga.
Yes. I think we might have to talk after this too, because normally we give the bottom two queen that wins the lip sync, we give them points.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we might need to rework points because that's not going to happen this season. And
Well, yeah,
we'll update you guys next week. We'll talk about it and we'll let you guys know if the rules change or whatever.
yes, because this week I basically just didn't do any points for India, but we can talk about it offline.
Yeah. We'll let you know if there's any amendments to the scores, but I'll still be in last place, so it doesn't really matter. All right, you guys. So we will go ahead and get into some Untucked talk. So if this is the part where you typically exit the show, thanks for coming. And if you want to stay and chat about Untucked, you're more than welcome to. So this week, I feel like I didn't really see anything that was like too major to talk about in Untucked. There was, I mean, it's not even really Untucked. I think they're labeling it like the after show.
Yeah.
So, and it was only 15 minutes, so it was really not a lot. So I don't know. I guess something that I thought would be interesting to talk about is at the point at the end of the show of the main show, and then in here is about Derrick Barry kind of like having trouble finding out who she really is, like as a drag queen.
Yeah, I mean, I felt for her because it's like her brand really was Britney. And it's hard to kind of adjust and change what you know. But with that being said, you've been on Drag Race a good amount of time ago. So you'd had the opportunity to take in that whole experience, apply the notes. You've got this whole fleet of Drag Race sisters that you tour with and you can learn shit from. Like, you have to want to push yourself and level up. Like, you've known this already, that they want to see more than just Britney. So why not take advantage and try to really go there? And I don't really get the feeling that Derrick really wants to like push there yet. Like, it's easier to sit and question yourself. Oh, what should I do? How should I do it? What's the best way to do it? But you've had all of this time to figure that out. So what's going on, girl?
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like also too, the talent show kind of sucks that she only got to stay in the talent show because we didn't really even get to see what a look was going to be of Derrick's post Britney. You know what I mean? So like, she didn't even have like an opportunity to like, oh, here's a really awesome look I put together that, you know, isn't, you know, it's Britney, bitch, or whatever.
That's true. That's something that she should have led with. Like, you know, save Britney for like mid-season when you want to like poke fun at yourself and like, you know, ruffle Michelle's feathers. Like, give us that new Derrick Barry like off top and you probably would still be here.
Well, I think the thing too is, Derrick Barry is like known as the premier Britney impersonator even before she even got on Drag Race. So it's like, that's kind of your reputation. It's like, and that's your moneymaker. So you kind of don't want to mess with your moneymaker too. And she even said, like, when she gets booked, people book her and in the contract, it says she has to do Britney. So like, she hasn't really had that chance to develop a different side of her, I don't think.
I mean, I call bullshit on that though, because if Beyonce can put together a show like Homecoming and, you know, do the things that she can, like, you can have your Britney persona and have that piece of your career, but you also know that you're on Drag Race, and if you really want to succeed on that platform and push your boundaries, no one's saying quit Britney. We're saying we want to see something else. So like, you can have both and you can keep your contracts, but if you're coming on Drag Race, you already know they don't want to see Britney. So you knew this.
I mean, also too though, I think kind of like I kind of agreed with what she was saying. She was like, if I like wore like what you were like wearing, I would still look like Britney, because that's just like how she paints her face. So I think that it's kind of inescapable for that comparison to be drawn to her. So I kind of really feel the struggle. I don't know. I feel the struggle, but I think also I think I got to see like more of who Derrick Barry is. Like, she's kind of the one that keeps you on your toes, calls you out on your shit. Like, you know, just, I don't know. I liked what I saw. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I don't know. She just seemed like a little bit of a drama box for me, so I was kind of over it, honestly.
All right, well, I guess we won't have to talk about this again, so let's get all of our Derrick Barry talk out. Whatever.
Hey,
fuck you.
If Derrick,
fuck you.
That's just how I feel.
If Derrick shows...
Leave her alone. She's clearly feeling some type of way.
If Derrick shows up to Indy for like some show or something, I'll buy tickets because I want to see Britney perform.
I've seen Derrick perform. She performed in Dragapalooza. I saw her there, and she did some sickening live singing Britney songs, and it was really good.
I know. Like I said, I love to see her Britney.
Is that what they're calling it nowadays?
Yeah.
That's what they should call it, because that's how you compartmentalize and separate your craft.
I want to see her Britney.
I want to see her Britney.
All right. So the other thing I guess I wrote down was India said she wanted to be the first to slay the lip sync assassin, and she failed. So good job, India.
She definitely failed at that. I was loving like her bitty bitty bum bum vibes. Like, I love the lip sync look. But I mean, against
You can't beat Evie.
You can't. Like, everything Evie was throwing at her, like, she had no chance.
I mean, it really wasn't a fair competition.
No chance.
You can only do so many front rolls before it's just like over it.
Yeah, you can only look like the drag critter for so long, and like, oh no, that's Evie Oddly, the queen of critters. So
like, even if Evie hadn't been there to brace her like role, she probably would have Robbie Turnered her way right off the stage. I don't know. Evie is the best. I mean, just like the start of the performance, it just captures you, and then you are already sucked in. You just don't look away.
Yeah, very true.
So amazing. I want to see Evie live. Is who I want to see live.
Yes,
I know. Wouldn't it be so fun to get like go see the Las Vegas show?
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, not right now. Currently, I'm not flying anywhere. But Evie was in that show, wasn't she?
Well, I watched a highlights reel, and it of like, you know, some fan recording the whole show basically. But yeah, I don't know. It's not for me. I would rather see her on her own.
Yeah,
in her own type.
It's probably more fun in a bar. Yeah, probably way more fun in a stoner bar.
Yes, in the hookah bar.
Yeah,
that'd be tight. Well, all right, you guys. It's been another fun week at Thanks for Coming. We hope you guys enjoyed our talk about All Stars episode 1. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll give you our Canada's Drag Race draft. And then we will bring you the recap of We're Here finale. Congratulations to them on getting renewed for season 2, girl.
Yeah, so exciting. This is great news. That is a show that needs to keep going. So that's amazing.
Yeah, so we'll be back with you in a couple days, but until then, bye. It's Derrick, bitch.